Hello? Oh, hey there! The Sense smartwatch is one of Fitbit's newest and premium arrival. I got my hands on one of these from two special people, including a senior designer at Google, so big shout out to you guys. I'll be doing an unboxing, setup, first impressions, and full review in this video, so stay tuned. This box is super interesting and intriguing. Why, you may wonder? Because it offers us lots of interesting details of the Fitbit Sense. But in short, the Fitbit Sense is a smartwatch that helps you stress less and tracks your heart. So without any further ado, once we pull out this tab from the back of the box, we are greeted with another box. In fact, a white one with an embedded white Fitbit logo. If we can zoom up on that, as you guys can see, right there, beautiful Fitbit logo. Now, this box looks like a book because if we flip it to its side and we open it up, it's a book. It looks like a book, but not exactly. It's a tech box with a bunch of tech inside. This is the Fitbit Sense smartwatch itself. It is beautiful with this nice stainless steel wrapping around it. Set that aside. Under the right flap, we have some product information as well as an additional band. This is the large one, just in case it is too small, the one that comes with the Fitbit on board. But we'll be talking about a few bands later on. Then under the left flap, we have the charger itself. Now, Fitbit has made lots of improvements with the charger. It's a 4-pin metal gold charger, as you guys can see, and it snaps directly onto the back of the Fitbit Sense, just like a magnet. Super convenient. But we're going to talk about the charger later on. So let's power up the Fitbit Sense itself. Once we press the haptic touch button on the side, the Fitbit will power up. This logo right over here indicates and tells us that we need to download the Fitbit app. I actually already have the app on my phone right over here. And what's interesting about the phone itself is that it automatically detects that the Fitbit Sense is on. So if I click Setup, it'll bring me straight into the Fitbit app. So Fitbit Sense, tune into your body with our advanced health smartwatch. I can simply click Setup. It'll request to turn on Bluetooth, so I will accept that. Go through the privacy policy. Click Accept. And this animation right over here tells us that we can charge it before starting the setup process, but I've already fully charged mine, so I'll just click Next. The Sense is automatically found through the Fitbit app. There is a number that pops up, and this number we will input onto the phone once it is finished connecting. So the number is 3424. I'll just input that right in there, and as you guys can see, it connects pretty seamlessly. Once it is connected, it gives us a nice little blue check mark, and then I will click pair down here. It is pairing with Bluetooth. I will click OK and continue the setup process. It is prompting me to connect to a Wi-Fi network, so that is what I will do.
A few moments later.
So the Fitbit is currently connecting to Wi-Fi, and it is successfully connected. So I can click Next on the phone itself, and the Fitbit will have to update. So we're going to click Start Update. This can take a little while. It is currently 12:15, so we're going to see how long it takes. So the Sense is officially updated. Sense is updated, as you guys can see, and the Fitbit itself, it is back on its usual home screen. So now I can continue the setup process by simply clicking the continue button here at the bottom. Sense has a built-in microphone to power voice feature, so this microphone will only work once it is activated. But you can always disable the microphone entirely for all voice features in your settings on the Sense if you would prefer not to use it at all. So I'll just click got it. And what's interesting about the Fitbit Sense is that it is working, or it can work, with Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. But we're gonna check that out in the review at the end of this video, so we can just skip that for now. And the Sense is able to connect to your phone via Bluetooth and pick up on wrist calls. So you can basically take calls on the Sense with the built-in mic and speaker to take Bluetooth calls hands-free. But for now, we're gonna skip that, test that out in the review. And what's interesting about a few other features is that it is now compatible with built-in GPS features. So the Fitbit Sense has a very nice upgraded GPS feature that we're gonna test out. It works for outdoor workouts. It also gives us some other connectivity indicators, for example, the battery level, special modes like do not disturb and all that. And then we also have some more features for premium members. Fitbit Sense also comes with SpO2 oxygen saturation. So this is great for medical purposes if you'd like to share it with your clinicians, and we're gonna check that out as well in the review. Bands are interchangeable, and it is super easy to wear the watch. If I hook it onto my wrist right over here, I simply put the tongue of the band, if I could put it that way, in this hole, and then I pull it and ensure that it's securely strapped on. And then I put it right under in this little secure isolating fit right over here. And here we have the beautiful Fitbit on my wrist, pretty sturdy. So now we can check out the other functions, the swipe down function. If we swipe down, we can see our notification center. And then if we swipe up, we can easily see a few other functionalities like the weather, the steps that we have, how many calories we burn, how many floors we have scaled, and things like that. And if we swipe right, we have some few other watch settings and modes. If we swipe left, we have some exercise, timer, weather, and more apps. Now the side button also allows us to use the voice assistant if we click and hold it for 2 seconds. And if we click it once, we will return back to our main watch face right over here. Now, if we double press the button, we can quickly reach our 4 favorite apps that we can set in the Fitbit app. We'll check that later on. And these are just some wear and care tips to always keep in mind to make sure that the Fitbit Sense is in optimal condition for daily use. And without any further ado, we are all set. So let's jump right into the Fitbit app and the review. As I mentioned, the Fitbit... Whoops, wrong side. As I mentioned, the Fitbit Sense is loaded with lots of cool things. Let's first talk about the watch design and interface respectively. The design of the watch itself is very sleek, contemporary, and minimal, yet professional. It comes with a stainless steel ring, AMOLED display with Corning Gorilla Glass 3. That's super high quality. The interchangeable bands allow for a wide variety of looks and feels. On the back of the Sense smartwatch, there are a few sensors as well as the charger pins. Fitbit designed the charger this year on the Sense smartwatch very well. It's super easy. Just put the charger and make it stick out to the right of the watch and bam, it connects and charges. If you charge the Sense for 12 minutes, you get 24 hours of use. Now, just saying that is mind-boggling. 12 minutes of charge gives you 24 hours of use. Now, I didn't know this until a few days ago. I charged my Sense prior to knowing this, and after 5 minutes, it'd already be at 100%. I was so amazed, and now I understand why. It even has 6+ days of continuous battery life. Now, let's quickly come back to the interchangeable bands. They are super easy to function. You just pop these out and put some new ones in. You can get some bands, accessories, and even other chargers and charging stations on Amazon. I'll be leaving the link of these bands down in the description. The Fitbit Sense also has a haptic touch button on its left side, so it has a really nice feel when you press it. Now, the reason Fitbit added a haptic touch button instead of an actual click button is for the waterproof or water resistance feature. Not only can you wear the Sense in rain, but you can even swim with it. It is water resistant up to 50 meters. To put that into perspective, that's about 16 basketball nets stacked one on top of the other. Which leads me to my next point, the exercise functions. Not only has Fitbit upscaled the exercise modes, they even offer us a more accurate and high quality GPS. For example, let's say you go for a run. You'll be able to pull up your phone and see how much distance you ran, for how long, and where you ran. Pretty cool. I live in Canada, and if you don't know Canada well, we get harsh winters. At least in some parts of the country. So this gave me another environment to test out the Sense in. I was able to test out the outdoor workout modes. I used it for playing hockey, outdoor winter basketball, and much more. I am super impressed on how the Fitbit Sense managed these activities and how it logged all my activity accurately. Even when using it in minus 20 degrees Celsius temperatures, which is about minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit, the watch didn't freeze, lag, or anything of that sort. It worked amazing. But something I'd like to see Fitbit do is adding other sport functions. They already have tennis and golf. Maybe they could add soccer, basketball, and hockey. Things like that would be very nice to see. Now, let's talk more about the health metrics and tracking. I find it pretty cool knowing how many steps I take a day, what my heart rate is, things like that. And those are things that we saw in the Fitbit Charge HR back in 2014, so that's nothing new. But what's interesting is the new and improved sleep tracking with snoring reports. Fitbit, I gotta give you huge props. For the past few nights, I've used sleep tracking and it works perfectly amazing. It automatically tracks whenever I sleep, when I'm awake throughout my sleep, my REM stage, light sleeping stage, and much more. I find it super accurate and I really enjoy how much detail it offers. It also gives you the noise level and snoring data in dBA levels, as well as for how long you've snored. Gives you a sleep score, restoration info, how much you were restless, even some oxygen saturation info, breathing rate, skin temperature, and sweat level. Also cool. And this is all accessible through your Fitbit app dashboard. Fitbit also gave us an EDA sensor. So this EDA sensor is the first ever available in a wearable. Both the Charge 5 tracker and the Sense smartwatch have these sensors. Let me know in the comments section below if you'd like to see a future video on the Charge 5. Now, to jump back to the EDA sensor, this allows you to see your body's response to stress. This is done by detecting tiny electrical changes called electrodermal activity, or EDA responses on your skin. Your stress management score is then given to you in numbers ranging from 1 to 100, where a higher number means you're showing fewer physical signs of stress. And if you have Fitbit Premium, it gives you even more data on your stress management. I fairly like this option. It's always nice to see how stressed you are. Which leads me to my next point, the Relax function. The Relax app on the Fitbit can help us find moments of calm throughout our day with personalized deep breathing sessions. It tells you when to inhale, when to exhale. And after your session, whether it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, or lots of minutes, you're supposed to feel relaxed at the end. And then you can hop into the mindfulness tile on your Fitbit app, and there you'll see how your body reacts to stress management and relaxation in the Relax app on your Fitbit. And I can say this works well. I do it before going to bed, and I should start doing it more often throughout the day. When I'm done with the session, my heart rate always comes down, so I guess it works. Props to you, Fitbit. Next up, we have the ECG app. Now, I can't use this app since I am under the recommended age of use, which is 22 years old. But what exactly does the Fitbit ECG app do? Firstly, ECG is an electrocardiogram test that measures the electrical activity of your heart. The app brings you ECG technology to your wrist so you can record your heart's rhythm when it comes convenient for you. This is a really good feature that Fitbit has given us to detect AFib, which is atrial fibrillation. We then can share this info with our clinicians, which is pretty useful. Last but not least, let's briefly talk about the Today app or section on the Sense. You can either access it through the button or you can swipe up from the bottom of your screen. Here we get in-depth information on our wrist of steps, heart rate, calories burned, sleep, and things like that. Always useful to quickly glance at it and see your information on how physically active you are. Now, the Fitbit also comes with a few tools including the timer, alarm, weather, and things like that. Next up, Find My Phone allows you to simply click it and your phone will ring, which allows you to find your phone just in case you lose it. The clock allows you to add up to 5 clock faces where we can switch the clock faces from the Fitbit itself, which is pretty nice. Personally, I like this basic watch face that gives me straightforward info, yet is sleek and minimal. The wallet app seems pretty useful. Fitbit Pay. Unfortunately, neither my bank or local transit system works with Fitbit Pay. I wish Fitbit could expand the wallet app for more transit systems around Canada and banks as well. I'm not sure if that's something Fitbit needs to do or the banks and transit systems. Either way, it'd be nice to see. In the meantime, I use Google Pay if I want to tap my cards and things like that electronically. Talking about Google Pay, I'd like to see Fitbit giving us more third-party apps, especially that they set this beautiful watch at a premium price benchmark. Now, talking about Google, the Sense smartwatch comes with a voice assistant feature, both Alexa and Google Assistant. But personally, I use Google Assistant. Works as good as if you were to use Google Home Mini or the Google Assistant on your phone. So props to Fitbit for giving us lots of flexibility on our wrists. Lastly, if we swipe from top to bottom, we have our notification center, where we can access all our phone's notifications via Bluetooth.
It's working.
Even take Bluetooth calls, get text and app notifications, and more. Android users can send quick replies and voice replies too. And if we swipe left to right, we can access our battery percentage, do not disturb, sleep mode, brightness levels, always on display, raise to wake, volume media controls, if we're listening to music via Spotify or Deezer, things like that. Once again, I wish that Fitbit gave us access to more third-party apps, because in this case, not everyone necessarily uses Spotify or Deezer. Personally, I currently use YouTube Music, so I wish I could have the option to control music via my wrist. But overall, this is my unboxing setup, first impressions, and review of this Fitbit Sense. I highly recommend it if you're like a premium health tracker and smartwatch to track your health metrics and have some level of connectivity on your wrist from your smartphone. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know what to do. Share this video with individuals that may enjoy it. Comment down below your thoughts and what other tech videos you like to see. And subscribe with notifications on if you haven't already. It's been Alex and Fitbit Sense from Techrific signing off.